Hello, hello, hello. And it's coffee time. And I've not looked at the Daily Mail website today, so totally unprepared, as usual. That's what you've come to expect from me. But we're here to deliver the news. Top story: quake rocks Naples. Yeah, the Italian city of Naples is been, well, moved somewhat. And the front page has a little animated doodad of a woman feeling the shock and some of the damage that's been done. They reckon that it could be a precursor to a massive volcanic eruption. Yes, it was a point 4 or 4.0 magnitude earthquake. This is the volcanic region of Campi Flegrei, west of Naples. It happened last night, and people posted videos of the cars being pelted by rubble as the tremors took hold. The area around Campi Flegrei is the Phlegrean Fields volcano, which last erupted in 1538. That's about 22 minutes to 4. That's an old joke, but I'm going to do it. And it's been the scene of increased seismic activity in recent days with a series of tremors. And it's got some pictures from the region, and people obviously scared for their lives, and that's an artist's impression. I think they're just trying to alarm everyone with that, aren't they? That's but there you go. Campi Flegrei is to the west of Naples, and not far from Pompeii. Up Pompeii, up Pompeii. All go, missus, all no. So there we go. So we go from earthquakes and volcanic eruptions to parking wars. Yes. There's nothing more annoying than those parents on the school run who turn areas into rat runs as their chubby little children wobble around on the back seats of the cars. Get them walking, I say. Get them walking. We walked, blimey, how many? I don't know. I think it's only maybe 2 or 3 times I didn't walk the kids in. It's because I wasn't well and I got a cab in. But walking for 8 years, 8 years, 8 years, I walked the kids to school. God damn it. God damn it. Anyway, we're going to Brynmenyn Primary School in Bridgend in South Wales. Yes, in Welsh Wales. And neighbours are fed up because of the inconsiderate parkers. Again, if you follow me on the twits or on the X, I don't do it so much now, but I used to post inconsiderate parker of the day, where people are parked on the pavements and me and the kids had to walk into the oncoming traffic. But the cul-de-sac has been invaded by parents doing the school run. Look at them, lazy bastards, a lot of them. And so the locals have decided to barricade the area on chairs. Look at them. Not all heroes wear capes. Some of them bring chairs from the garden. Though I think that's actually a little stepladder. It's one of those little stepladder things, isn't it, that one? It's not strictly a chair, but they're barricading the cul-de-sac to stop traffic chaos. Mal Harris, who lives on the street next to the school, said neighbours have been dealing with the issue since he moved to the 19-house estate in 2018. Here he is, standing on a crossing. Be careful, man. You might get run over. So, this is what we have to put up with. But yeah, it's a long-running feud, and police have been called in to patrol L'Ondeur in Bridgend. And here is one such policeman. He's wearing a face mask. He's obviously worried about the vid. Or maybe he doesn't want his girlfriend to see him. I don't know. And, but yeah, because there are antisocial issues, and this is what it looks like from the air. They've done their work today on the Daily Mail website. But yeah, there's nothing worse than the rat run, and we see it in the morning when we take Layla out. The parents, ferrying their chubby little children into the schools, and there should be an exclusion zone a mile around schools. That's without them parking on the pavements in the afternoons. Well, again, all the schools where we are, the more than like the primary/junior schools, the parents can park outside for maybe an hour and a half before the schools empty out. I shit you not. And they park on the pavements. And the pavements around here are all sunken in where people have parked their people carriers and their 4x4s on the pavements and damaged the pavements. Not good if you're walking overnight with the dog because you find yourself falling down a bleeding grate. Oh, but they don't care about me. Why would they worry about me? They're worrying about their chubby little children who could probably do with the exercise. Cut down on your pork life. Get some exercise. We've got tube strikes planned for tomorrow and Friday, but they're called off at the last minute, thankfully, so you can go somewhere. Yeah, the Rail Maritime and Transport Union, the RMT, have called off their strikes. I didn't even know there was a strike on because, it doesn't affect me. I've got nowhere to go, have I? Meanwhile, could you be entitled to a payout? Just give me all your details, because there's a new PPI thing happening. Do you remember the PPIs? Remember that? Well, it's come around again. Yeah. Millions of Britons could be entitled to payouts up to £2,500. Yeah. The first set of PPI claims were based around mis-selling. The new action alleges banks and credit card companies secretly took huge commissions of up to 95% from customers who signed up for the insurance product. Again, PPI is Payment Protection Insurance. And yeah, a county court application for a group litigation order was filed on behalf of 2,500 claimants against 8 financial institutions, including Lloyds Bank, Barclays, HSBC, Santander, at Birmingham Crown Court on Friday. But around 350,000 people have applied to join a no-win, no-fee group legal action. And they reckon 6 million people could be eligible to join. Paul Farrow from Hampshire is one of those who've signed up. And he said, I knew nothing about the high commissions they took. It's like highway robbery. They're behaving like modern day Dick Turpins. Are they? Are they really? I don't think they are. I don't think they are. You were never in danger of getting shot, were you? By a man in a mask wearing, black Bess. And here he is. You should have read the small print. Remember that. Always read the small print. Otherwise, you could be entitled to a claim. So I imagine there's going to be many adverts now on the TV asking you to send all your details off and that. But yeah, that's... Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is a road in South Sardinia in Italy. And a blue Lamborghini. Well, it looks like they're racing. I'm waiting for the clip to go around. But here we go. And it clips and hits the camper van. We'll watch that again. They're racing and he flips over the camper van. Oh my goodness. What a shocking story. Yeah, this is a shocking moment when a couple on a supercar tour were killed when their Ferrari slammed into a Lamborghini, which in turn caused the camper van to flip over. The blue Lamborghini was trying to pass the white camper van. It wasn't really, was it? It was all, they were all bunched up. Yeah, it was a line of colourful sports cars made their way up the road in South Sardinia, but the footage shows the red Ferrari behind trying to overtake at the same time, causing Lamborghini to smash into the camper van, which is then flipped on its side. The Ferrari, which is out of view on the other side of the camper van, also overturned on the side of the road, where it caught fire, trapping the couple who were inside, according to reports. Wow. So the red Ferrari that got clipped, again, I'll pull it up, this one here, this one went off-road turned over and caught fire, killing its occupants. What a shocking... And here's a shot of the aftermath. Oh my goodness. I mean, they could have just waited. But yeah, a couple aged 61, 62 were travelling in the camper van, were injured and taken to hospital. There you go. It's bonkers, isn't it? Should have had those 20-mile-an-hour zones. What do you think? 20-mile-an-hour zones would have solved that one. Oh, sorry. I've just read a horrible story. Coming out of Egypt. I can't read it. It's horrible. It's a murder story, but the murder and cannibalism. Awful. Meanwhile, wedding news. Let's go to Frosinone, which is southeast of Rome. Right, a bride and groom. Right. They're having their, well, I guess you'd say their honeymoon, right? And at a restaurant. Right, they tied the knot next to the venue swimming pool, put on a banquet at the restaurant with 80 guests. And here it is. Here's the restaurant in question. Looks very nice. Well, when the owner, went to get the bill settled, here he is. Here's the owner, Enzo Farisi. He discovered that the bride and groom had done a runner. Yeah. Not only had they left town, they fled the country, leaving the bill unpaid. Yeah, £7,000 bill not being paid. That's not nice, is it? The couple, who was described as a local 40-year-old construction contractor and his 25-year-old German wife, were married at the end of September, and did a runner. Now the police are involved and are tracking the couple's movements. That's one way to start a married life, isn't it? On the run. On the run. It's not nice though, is it? It's not. It's a really nice venue though. See, Mrs. This is where we should have gone. Oh, we could have gone here. Look at this. Look at this. It says the Eagle Pub. Mind you, it was cheap and cheerful, just like us. The marriages lasted. Eh? Not like your brothers. Oh, am I allowed to mention that? That was the expensive wedding, wasn't it? We had the cheap wedding. Anyway, so yeah, on the run. Meanwhile, warm weather. Have you noticed it's nice and warm? Warm, isn't it? Very pleasant today. It sparked a surge in migrant crosses across the channel. Yep, there you go. Isn't it good? It'll make you proud. Did she say he's going to stop the boats? But yeah, here we go. We've got some nice pictures. Come in, the water's lovely. This is at Le Portel Beach, northern France. And they were intercepted by the French authorities. There's a lot. They don't pack them in, don't they? Oh, look, and there's a nice chart for us. That'd be fine. It'll be fine. Plenty of space. Plenty of space. Meanwhile, the Conservatives, who show that they are the party of common sense when it comes to words, they get rid of all the gender neutral language in the NHS. Yeah, which is good because it's confusing. Again, as we've seen, we have lots of people coming over on little boats and English isn't their first language. So what do? We confuse things by using strange terminology. So yeah, they've got a list here. Look, woke terms sweeping the medical world. So let's have a look. We've got breastfeeding, right? Which should be now known as chest feeding, because you don't want to alienate any mothers who are feeding their babies. Breast milk, now it's known as human milk. Okay. Expectant mothers, no. Pregnant people. A father is now known as male parent. Now known as simply parent, co-parent, or second biological parent. Well, fuck that. I like being a dad. How dare they? Maternity service, we're getting rid of that. We're going to call it perinatal service because, you know, it just confuses people. Mother, nope. Birthing parent, vagina. Oh boy. Now known as bonus hole. You've got to be kidding me. Vagina birth is now known as frontal birth or lower birth. And woman, well, we got rid of that. It's now known as a patient of childbearing age, anyone who has a cervix, period, or ovaries, because it's confusing. And, well, the Tories have said, no, we're going back to the actual words because this is a load of bollocks, which is what men have, isn't it? And language is important. And we need to be clear and concise in our language, especially when we're dealing with medicine and you know, I mean, I can't believe it's been allowed to run amok like this. But yeah, see, remember, chest feeding if you're trans or non-binary. If you're a woman who've had your breast removed, you mean? Again, it's all dressed up in lovely, flowery language. It's a softening of language because, you know, it's all rather daft. And also, what they're saying also is they're going to be getting rid of men on women's wards. No more mixed wards, which is another thing they're bringing in, which is a good thing. So if you're slipping on the dress in the hope of getting on the ladies' wards, not happening. Remember, cock and bollocks, it's a man. It's easy to remember. It's not difficult, you know. So yeah, I can't believe they've got me agreeing with the Conservatives. Why do they do this to me? Remember, language isn't inclusive. That's the point of language. It's exclusive, so we know what we're talking about. Yeah? It's exclusive. That's why we have words for things rather than inclusive words for lots of different things, because that would be stupid. It really grits my goat. Oh, meanwhile, who turned up? Who turned up at the Tory conference? Why, it's our own mucker, Nigel Farage, the most successful politician of the 21st century. There he is. And apparently, the Conservatives reckon that if he ran for Tory leadership, he'd easily win. Trump, Nigel Farage future. Come on. Trump, Nigel Farage future. Because that would annoy so many people. But no, they've got to let him rejoin the party first, and I don't think that's going to ever happen unless, I don't know. Oh dear. Meanwhile, in Thailand, there's been a shooting, a mass shooting. I reckon it's a schoolboy, aged 14. He's run amok in the Siam Paragon building in the centre of the Thai capital, and they reckon 3 people are dead. And yeah, they've actually got footage of them. Again, I saw this breaking earlier. They actually got footage of them restraining him, blimey, and people panicking. I don't know what's going on in the world. It's terrible, isn't it? Meanwhile, don't go to Dubai. Don't go to Dubai. This is the story of Elizabeth Polanco de los Santos. And she attends the Lehman College in New York. And they're heading to New York from Istanbul, right, when I was in a layover in Dubai International Airport on July the 14th. Right. What she thought would be a short stop in the United Arab Emirates turned into a month-long nightmare. Right. After airport security was alerted to a brace that Santos was wearing, which had underwiring on it. Right. She told airport officials she'd recently had surgery and was mandated to wear the surgical brace around the clock. But she was taken to a private room and instructed to remove the brace, leaving her semi-naked and feeling violated. She was eventually cleared to go, but since she was unable to get the brace back on herself, she gently touched one of the female customers' arm to get her friend to help her. This led the female officer accusing De Los Santos of assaulting and insulting them, which of course she denied. And she was then forbidden from travelling home, and this week was sentenced to a year behind bars, despite paying a $2,722 fine. And this is the poor young lady involved. Again, don't go to United Arab Emirates because you can end up in the clink very easily. And yeah, she's ended up here. Not a good story, and hopefully, and this is, they should really do something about this. Judges ordered De Los Santos to pay a fine on August the 24th, but instead of being allowed on her way, customs officials appealed the sentence, and she's now undergone months-long ordeal and forked out $50,000 to afford accommodation in the expensive nation, along with their lawyers' costs. And she's had to move from one hotel to another, waiting for court hearings. It's shocking that this should be allowed to happen. Next court date is on October the 24th. So hopefully I can get her out. Yeah, now, we've talked about this. The Sphere in Las Vegas has been a big success. U2 have opened there this week. They're doing a residency. That's quite long. I think it's like a month-long residency there. And if you haven't seen it, it's the most amazing. It's the most amazing thing. It's, well, what it says it is. It's a giant sphere with LED screens all around it, inside and out. And is, yeah, have they got the? I haven't got a picture of the. Have we got a picture of the Vegas one? No, we haven't. Wait a minute. Let me see if I can get some. Las Vegas Sphere. Oh, it's top search thing. We've got some video of it. There we go. See, look. This is what it looks like inside, and there's Bono, and that's what it looks like from the outside. Right? It's absolutely bonkers. Well, anyway, we're getting one. We're getting one in Stratford. Yeah, Stabby Stratford is getting a 300-foot high crystal ball. Yeah, a sphere, and it's going to look like this. It's the MSG sphere, not the monosodium glutamate sphere. That's the, I guess it's Madison Square Garden sphere, and it's going to look like this. Now, in Vegas, it kind of looks like it belongs in Vegas because Vegas is full of spectacle, and they're bunging this in the middle. And I think we'll be able to see it from here where we live. We'll be able to see the light illuminated the East End horizon. And when it's not all lit up, it looks a bit ominous. It looks like the aliens have invaded. But the developers claim it's going to create 1,000 new jobs and bring 50 million a year into local businesses. But, you know, and it's bigger than the Statue of Liberty. But yeah, this has been kicking this around for a while. And well, locals have, they're not happy. Residents living in Stratford said they're insulted after developers of the MSG Sphere offered blackout blinds. That's all you're getting as a way of mitigating the glowing images, which they'll be set to rival Big Ben in height. It's got a capacity for over 21,000 spectators. And yeah, its selling point is the LED screens, which absolutely light up the horizon. You would not believe it. And it's a replica of the one that we've seen open in Vegas. And now we've seen the one in Vegas open, you can kind of imagine just how big it's going to be. However, the proposals have still yet to be approved by Khan and Michael Gove. But yeah, they've been talking about this for quite a while. I can't see it happening. I hope that they don't. But there is a campaign called Stop MSG Sphere London, which is vowed to fight the plans. I just think it's ridiculous. If they put it out of the way, you know, a bit like where the Millennium Dome is, you know, if it was like there, like just not in that built up area, because it's going to be lit up like a Christmas tree. Lindsay May, spokesman for the group, said the fact that we're here now and the permission being granted is a travesty of justice. The Sphere is designed for Vegas, the City of Lights. It's not designed for a small site that is surrounded with three blocks of residential properties. And again, I think some of those were built because of the Olympic stadiums and, you know, what went up around there. There was a big regeneration effort in that part of Stratford, and now they're putting this there. Developers are insulting residents by offering us blackout blinds. Some of our groups live directly opposite the Sphere, you know, where it's the location. One of our members, she lives 75 metres away. All her windows face opposite the site. We're going to have massive glowing advertisements blaring into our homes from one of the biggest structures in the UK and Europe that's ever seen, and it's ridiculous. I mean, it is, you know, it is amazing, but completely, absolutely bonkers to put it there. And here is the empty site. There you go. It's right next to Westfield shopping centre. And blimey, I mean, and there's the residential block that to the right of the screen, and there's the tube line, rail line there. Absolutely balmy, but hey, got to be approved yet, so let's hope it doesn't happen. But funny, I was just talking about it last night with the missus. Meanwhile, have you been left out of WhatsApp groups? Have you? Well, now it could be seen as a form of discrimination. Yes. Employment judge Sarah George says bosses need to have a good justification for failing to include staff in chat groups, even if they're absent. Right? This happened because of the case of Mark Brosnan. The 60-year-old was awarded compensation. Right? He said he was discriminated against while suffering from a bad back, and he was left out of a work group chat that was put there to communicate important safety information because he was off sick with a recurring injury. And they awarded him £130,000. God, I wish I had some of that. When I worked at IPC, they had private chat, you know, and every so often the room would like burst in laughter. Ha ha ha! And me and another of the new people that had joined, we weren't part of it, and we'd just look at each other and roll our eyes. But you'd be sitting there working quietly on a web abuser magazine, and all of a sudden everyone would start going, oh, that's a good one. And you'd just go. But anyway, so I should have, where's my 130 grand? Where's my, oh, I ain't getting it. So there you go. So don't get left out of group chats. Meanwhile, Jamie Oliver, wobbly, pucker, the naked chef himself, who's worth an estimated £200 million, didn't pay his creditors off though, did he? When his chain went under, all those people lost their jobs. No, what he did up his mansion instead. He said, anonymity is our most valuable gift, and said if he had his time again, he'd just run a pub and get by with just enough. Oh, fuck off. Just fuck off. This was speaking on Radio 4's podcast Young Again with Kirsty Young. Just fuck off. Sorry, he just irritates me because you pay your fucking debts, you lisping. See you next Tuesday. He irritates me. He irritates me so much. Sorry. Get irritated. Get irritated. Have I done enough yet? Have I gone on enough? Meanwhile, remember we was talking about electric vehicle charge points being marshalled because people get into fist fights. Well, that's not the only problem. By 2035, there won't be enough mechanics to service electronic vehicles. Yes, an industry expert has warned. The major elephant in the room is that we'll have all these cars, but if it goes wrong, there'll be no one to maintain them. Yeah, Lawrence Whitaker, chief executive at a used car warranty provider, Warrantywise, says there's an urgent need to ramp up the number of mechanic and garage technicians to fix EVs when they go wrong. Again, it's that transition from one technology to another. So there you go. If your car goes wrong, just have to get a new one. Just have to get a new one. Yeah. Wow, this headline, I'm just going to read you the headline because it's got something for everyone. Let me just clear my throat. Gay orgy sex drug overdose clergyman investigated by Polish police plied friend with date rape pills according to audio of panicking male prostitutes 999 call. There's something in there for everyone. I think that has got to be headline of the day. Absolutely amazing. This is the story of Father Thomas Zmarsley. I bet he did. He's under investigation for organising a gay orgy in which a man was hospitalised after overdosing on erectile dysfunction pills. And he's also looking for sex on Grindr, of course. He allegedly thrown a small party with male prostitute and a pal at his apartment in the city of Dąbrowa Górnicza, of course. When police and paramedics were refused entry after being called when one of the men collapsed, prosecutors launched an investigation into the priest for failing to help the unconscious man. That's not very Christian. Let's have a look at him. Here he is. He's going. I think I could see someone over there I quite like the look of. So he's even in church, he's on the job. So naughty farmer, Father Thomas. Naughty boy. But in the call, I guess it's to the ambulance, he's heard sobbing. He was so high. And then they told me I shouldn't be touching him. I tell him, check. I lift his head. He was foaming at the mouth. Just his mouth. Oh, okay. So yeah, he won't be smiling. He won't be smiling now, will he? I don't know. But he's on holiday now in Turkey, and he says he's being persecuted. In a letter to the Gazeta Wyborcza newspaper, he wrote, I perceive this as an obvious attack on the church, including the clergy and the faithful, in order to humiliate its position, tasks and mission. Meanwhile, lawyer says he could be facing up to 3 years in jail. I'll let you decide on that one. Is he just this guy who's being persecuted, or did he ply someone with drugs until they foamed at the mouth? I don't know. There's a distinct lack of animal stories. What else have we got? Hey, consumer news. Heinz have launched 3 new baked bean flavours. Top story. Yep. They've taken their inspiration from National Curry Week, and we've got tikka flavoured beans, creamy, nice. Have we got any others? Oh, that's boring. Wait a minute. There are others, but it's not on the carousel. Where's the other one? We've got Vindaloo and beans, Ring of Fire, and you got jalfrezi with a fried egg. But there you go. So yeah. Apparently, research conducted by Opinium. What's your opinion? Revealed that 40% of Britons add extra spices to their beans for a kick. Okay. What else have we got? Oh yeah, this was in Oxford. This was a massive explosion that lit up the sky. Watch this. It will cycle around again and it boom. Yeah. This is when lightning hit a 7 Trent gas tank, sending a fireball into the air, and is also the aftermath of it. It's like, wow. But yeah, they reckon a lightning strike sent a huge fireball into the sky, which was spotted 20 miles away. Meanwhile, NASA's James Webb telescope has discovered a new category of worlds. Yeah, these ones are called jumbos. Okay. This is when I was looking at the Orion Nebula, 1,344 light years away. They're called jumbos because they're a similar mass to Jupiter. And, whoopsie. And, yeah, this is one of the images that they've released. I mean, that'd make a good desktop image, wouldn't it? Because I've got the pillars of Orion on my desktop. But it's very, very nice. But yeah, jumbos, really big planets. There you go. What else have we got? Come on, there's got to be an animal story somewhere. Road deaths are up 10% in a year. That's not good. I reckon people are not using their seatbelt. 1 in 5 killed in cars are not wearing a seatbelt. I've got some police news. This is a Jaguar X-Type, which is hurtling down the westbound A14 at Swavesey in Cambridgeshire on June the 6th, when police use a stinger to bring it out of action. Sorry, I missed the clip there. It'll go past. There it goes. It goes over the stinger, and there they go. Wow. Meanwhile, this is in Southall, West London. Oh, don't want to go there. Oh, road rage. Look at that. Wonder if he keeps that in the boot just for those thing. Now we've had we was talking about the spicy beans, and they're asking you, will you be seeing a Ring of Fire this month? They dovetailed together beautifully. This is on October the 14th. You're getting an eclipse. And they reckon stargazers in US, Mexico and parts of South America will be treated to a Ring of Fire solar eclipse. This is when a smaller than average new moon obscures 90% of the sun for about 5 minutes. So yeah, not for us, but they've actually got a, for US cities, it tells you, they've got a nice little chart here of when you can see it, and look at that, and the path of the solar eclipse. There you go, but it's not for us. Whoops. Wrong camera up there. Dog cam. But, you know. Meanwhile, we've got a 17-year-old who married a 71-year-old. See, love knows no bounds. There we go. This is Gary Hardwick. Right. he recently put out a gushing tribute on her 80th birthday. Right, he's now 26th, and he married his Walmart worker wife Almeida on her 71st birthday, and now she's 80. Don't worry, folks. They have a joint OnlyFans where they sell explicit content to their subscribers. And bring more lube. I think that's what it's called, isn't it? Near Antarctica, isn't it? Love has no age. There's always OnlyFans, isn't there? In there, there's always OnlyFans in there somewhere. Oh, I do have a story. This is a sad story, right? This is a very sad story, right? About an emu, right? Yeah, a mother and son from Phoenix say they were devastated when their emu escaped. And police officers from Maricopa County Sheriff's Office attempted to capture the bird, who went by the name as Richard. Again, he was known to occasionally break free of his enclosure. And here are, it's a bit of a pixelated picture, but here are the officers attempting to capture Richard. But and they tried to fit it in the police car, and they tied a belt round its neck, and it's not looking good. It's not looking good. And yeah, and it resulted in Richard dying. They killed Richard. This is George Floyd all over again. You know, emu lives matter. I think you'd agree. Poor Richard, he's being manhandled here. This isn't right. So yeah. And yeah, he doesn't look in a good way. He's saying, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. They attempted to revive the bird and placed a bowl of water on the ground next to him. But it was all over for Richard. Though back at the police station, had really big drumsticks in the canteen, apparently. But what a horrible story. Poor Richard. And I hope they sue them. I hope they sue them for the loss of life. But yeah, they tried to put a lasso around his neck. And yeah, this is his owner, Stephanie Mullen, who's again very distraught. Oh, she looks like she's smiling here, that her pet bird is no more. Let's all take a moment and think of Richard in better times with his mate. Poor Richard. He didn't deserve that. Remember, all emu lives matter. And that's, I think I've pissed off a lot of people with that. Let's see. We've got 9 people in. Andrew's in. He says, I am in. I said, I've been laying carpet in the kitchen. Looks very nice. Carpet in the kitchen. Carpet in the kitchen. My God. I thought you'd have oak beams. Payne says, sorry, dropped your R. Try it again. Good afternoon. I've been called worse things. Andrew says, people think my car is a Ferrari. See what I mean? He's just showing off again. Payne says, not exactly small boats, are they? Well, get quite a few on. I think we should get into this. It's a nice little earner. And Payne adds Perry Mason Services. And he says, I like your t-shirt. I want one, says Andrew. You can't have it. This is my t-shirt. This is my t-shirt. This was a cheap one. I think I might have got this one from Burning Shed. This was like a $12.99 one. And Payne says, I've never been on WhatsApp. G-Man says, hi Darren. I must admit I do enjoy curried beans, the normal kind, nice with a sausage roll. And Payne says, Richard the bird. There was an emu whirler in Australia. Well, look, let's not mock him. Remember, all emu lives matter. And I think the police have been outed in their dislike for emus. And that's it. I feel like I've done so much damage today. But we're going to end it there. Killing the channel. One video at a time. You know you've got to drink it up. Ta-da.